second CT player, oddly enough, is just arriving to the scene now. So Maeve on low HP. If he'd been found sooner, could have spelled disaster in this round, as Punisher does get the low HP player, and we go into the one-on-one. Punisher looking for the last as Taboo crosses over to Quad. He's got the USP, and you'd think at this range it might be the advantageous position, but Punisher's going to clutch this 1 versus 3, and E-Frag pick up the first round.
Punisher with 4 kills there. That's massive for him. The mercenary who comes in is the one that actually saves the day as well. Punisher in a 1 versus 3. You have to feel like that PixelFire. I talked about them getting this pistol, getting that fire started. It's actually Dead Fox who, not that he secured the deal then. It's actually Maeve as well who got behind that bomb side box. Did so well to get that kill as well. And this Taboo can't finish the operation there. So they went before spying into the spree. Barbar is going to get a C-gun armor. Maeve coming in with that Desert Eagle though. Always seems to be good for 1 frag with that flash. Giving them a real chance here. We talked about E-Frag not making these mistakes and giving away the frags, but this is making a different case of that. 4 versus 3 now.
On the fly decision making from Flash, as well as he wanted to try and reach that AK, realized he couldn't. And having not succeeded on the first attempt, settled for the Galil instead, so that he wouldn't walk out and give himself away to NKL. It's now going to be 3 players left alive on the terrorist side. Barbar and Taboo over on the B site.
What's playful here? The CT's obviously on the back foot in terms of the firepower, but they've got the man advantage right now. NKL going to be the first player to make his way out long. Flash waiting in that pit. Just going to be spotting for players running in front of him. That's actually perfect for him as he survives. Taking 1 down as well. Heavy made damage. Should be able to do a decent amount damage to Bubble as well, as he's now left with Punisher. Still have a real chance here, but only 30 seconds remaining.
Bubble from long does get 1 shot at least, but it's answered by Barbar, and it now is a 1-on-2. And guess who's got a clutch again? It's going to be Punisher. Bomb down at long. He's gone past the 2 CT players who have slipped underneath of him into the CT spawn. They'll have heard this, but they're trying to wait out the time. There's only 10 seconds. Punisher's got to find them. He's not going to do this. It's over. PixelFire have the round done just like that.
That's kind of nuts. I think they got the long spot at the start. There's the Desert Eagle of Maeve that kicks things off, then Flash with the 5-7. Seemed like they could have recovered it, but just not enough time towards the end there. You saw the CTs come at the ramp. They just assumed they were already up on the A site. It was just Barbar who rescued the situation with the CZ at long range. That could have got a bit scary, but this was that first shot. Spidey'd opened it up, and then boom, headshot from Maeve. And this is the shot I'm talking about. They thought they were already on the A site, and somehow he pulls that shot off. Incredible. So the CTs now going to have 5 rifles. Terrorists are going to be buying back into this themselves. They've got 4 pistols and that AK that was saved by Punisher, so they're trying to utilise that the best they can.
Flash goes through at the long cave and nade out as well, but smokes on either side. They've got the option to try and push through mid and cover off CT. Instead, though, PixelFire, they're going to hold their ground. So a big eco win leads to a following successful gun attempt that keeps so far 5 players alive. Maeve the only one to lose HP. Well, the Victor's going to grab the ball from the Tech 9. It's not likely that he'll do anything. He's got to be careful there, Dead Fox, not to take damage. He manages it. It's going to be 2-1. And we will see another save for E-Frag.
Absolutely. No real footing on this round. Oh, as I say that, they're going for a mat. Force buying again. I'm kind of wondering what the decision behind this is after losing that last round, because they're up against 5 rifles. So they're going in, spend everything they had. Let's see how they decide to approach this round. CZ, PD50s, Tech 9s and Desert Eagles. Throwing all the different approaches they can at this situation. I'd assume with the smoke they have, go for a mid to B split. Use 1 smoke for CT spawn, and 1 smoke for the doors as the bomb goes down. There's the first towards spawn. Here comes the play towards B. 3 players there waiting for them though.
Stands, tries to be tall, doesn't have to be manly, as they are starting to walk in on his position. Unfortunately, not manly enough, but his team will answer the call. It is going to be just spy leader. Some would say it was the call of duty, Henry G.
Some would say that.
But truthfully, it was just the counter-strike from his team that won the round.
Yeah. Well, now then, another eco coming in pretty much for eFrag. They force bought 2 times in a row. Loss bonus racking up now. Will be 2,900 next round, so we'll get a decent buy there. Just PT50s this time. The CT's now got the AWP on Dead Fox. We know how efficient he can be with this weapon. One of the new talents we've unearthed here at the minor. It's been so good about this tournament, seeing all these not so famous players getting a chance. That flashbang's pretty brutal. You know, the first frag comes in. It's going to be in favor of eFrag. Maeve has no choice but to fall back after getting 1 frag, but they have recovered the AWP. Victor's picked it up now.
Try and open something up as well toward Long. He's in the right position to use it, but Maeve, who got the first kill, rotating all the way back onto the A site, follows that up with the second, and now Barbar, who was very successful last night in the late rounds, the late stages, comes around and gets 2 of his own. It's going to be 4-1 PixelFire, but now the guns come back up for eFrag, and it's their chance to buy, both literally and metaphorically, figuratively, whatever the correct word is, back into this game. 2 chickens for every human in the world. That's because there's too many damn vegetarians.
Round number 6 comes in. Double orb setup now. Barbar's going to be wielding one with Dead Fox as well. So this is one of the strongest setups on Dust 2 CT I feel you can do. And especially when the terrorists haven't got an AWP to work with as well. Can be very deadly indeed. Dead Fox going to be one. Going towards long doors. Just checking it out. He can just anchor that position now. And the T's just trying to feel out any sort of aggression the CT's maybe bringing towards them. Put that lower B. Just listening to footsteps towards those mid doors. Barbar is actually going to be patrolling the B tunnel, so on the key sides of the map, Long and B, so they have their AWP set up. It looks like eFrag are fancying their chances towards middle once again. They'll be showing some presence towards short, but here comes the mid play.
So far, so good for Flash, who, despite him getting the kill, Barbar still survives in the site. Taboo saves him by getting NKL. He's going to pop out and take down Punisher. No one touched. They completely unscathed. PixelFire seem to be awake first in this game.
Absolutely. And they're running away with the cash as well. Look at this. Flash and Maeve on 10k, Taboo on 8k. They've got money for days here. As it looks like another force buy coming in from eFrag. At maximum loss bonus now, so they're getting $3,400 each round map, but no bomb plants, meaning it's very, very tight buys indeed. They start getting some rounds on the board here. Looks like they've got the long spawn. NKL will be the first one. Do something with it. He's getting Molotov's out for now, so we have got a CT looking to lower B. That's actually going to be Dead Fox. Once again, pull back here. Frag's coming in. Maeve picks up 1. Flash chiming in as well. It's going to be a 4-on-3 in the CT's favour.
Spy Leader going to try and hold on the other side of this smoke as well, but Flash is getting closer to it. Using his smoke. Further that delay. Bombs in on the A site, so Flash has to hold that anchor and allow for the retake to try and walk through the CT spawn. Dead Fox is a little bit curious as to what's going on in mid. Spy Leader, good positioning, does find out that Flash is still in the pit as he tries to turn his attention back and overlooked and forgot about his obligation in eFrag. They found all the frags. They completely tear it apart. Well held as that bomb went down despite PixelFire's good intentions on the retake, and that's their second gun round now. This does reset a maximum loss round bonus, and having lost so many players, we can see it right now. They're still not in a great position. Yeah,
they're having to rebuy into this round, obviously. Only 2 players surviving that round, so as you say, makes things a little bit more precarious here. Spy Leader was deciding how he buys up into this round, so everyone fully invested. They have got the AWP back on towards Bubble, but finally...
Did you just say bubble butt?
I actually did.
Bubble butt. Bubble, bubble, bubble butt. Sorry. Every game, have to do it. Obligations. But now that we've fulfilled them, Henry.
Yes, the quota has been met. 5 plays 2 now. eFrag, a big round. I feel they needed this. Still... It's pretty far away from breaking the CT. They've definitely got another buy left inside them if they lost this round. But this time, eFrag, once again, going to be checking out the B bomb site. 4 players committed there. And it's going to be Spy Leader showing the presence, and they're pushing for this win straight away.
Push immediately into Taboo, but he's not going to be able to suffice. He's gone down. It's at the hands of Bubble Butt as the Spy Leader goes down to Maeve on the catwalk. 3 now remain for the CTs, and far away as they are from a B site, we know that's hard to retake. It seems that they are already setting to hold the weapons.
When you lose the B bomb site that quickly before any rotations have even begun, bombs planted, you've only got 1 kill. The odds are so highly against you, and you're already in the lead. The money is getting to the point where it might be fragile if you lost everyone. So they're just making sure they set themselves up here. Strong arms there, long A area, and just ensure everyone survives. More importantly, the AWP survives. T's not really in a position to go hunting. They know this is very likely that they're set up like this, so it's not really worth going to hunt these frags. Must be feeding the AWP kills it. So back now, slowly but surely get back into this. That's 2 rounds in a row for them. CT's still fine in terms of the money after saving those 2 weapons, so they'll be able to drop and rectify themselves. Dead Fox though, feel like he's going to be moving around a little bit more now. E-Frag were quite a simple play there. They've been known to do that a couple of times this tournament. Smoke down on the B tunnels. The CT is expected for things to be clear and everything to be fine. He's going to be covered for 10 or so seconds, and then they just burst through unannounced. And it's very difficult to hold again sometimes if you're not expecting it. And especially if you don't have an AWP there as well. That's one of the key things.
Bubble again with the AWP. This time at top is going to try and hold that mid position. Victor's cleared out the lower tunnel, so now they can set up for their default.
CTs are looking at Barbar. He's actually pushing into the upper B tunnels. He's going to have Punisher waiting for him. He'll be the one who drops as well. As Barbar does go down to 8 HP, but it's a really nice pick from him. Great info. It's going to put pressure on the T's now to react. They've lost control of the tunnels. You can see them slowly making their way back in. It's going to be Victor trying to avenge his teammate here as he gets smoked up as well. It's actually really nice from the CTs.
Yeah, this is well done to buy more time. Still, there is a man down already, Punisher, and that's a lineup. Taboo, he hasn't hit these shots on numerous occasions. He's gotten taken back by Victor. Fortunately, Barbar has been gifted something as we see it sitting on the ground, beeping as it were, or blinking. Bubble's going to take down Flash. Barbar lifts to the corner. 8 HP, doesn't care. He's going to get a kill regardless. Victor drops. We'll come back to the 2-on-2 in the end, but look how quick and concise the CTs are in rotating, knowing that that bomb was down, and NKL's left alone now, as it is just him and Maeve versus, or rather he versus Maeve and Dead Fox. Below the window he'll go as well. He's going to try and plant this in the safest spot possible, and he's just going to have to man up and face them on this retake attempt, which surely will come as NKL awaits his fate. Which will approach first? It should be simultaneously together. Dead Fox in the site gets one, but he can't turn back, and that's how it's done. Maeve gets the trade, and PixelFire will pick up the round.
NKL doing everything he can there. It seems like E-Frag, once again, very similar approach to what they did last round. They lost the first pick, Barbar pushing into the upper tunnels. Gains a great amount of information, but he goes down to 8 AP. They decide to try and hunt him down, pushing through the smoke once again. It does come down to the 2-on-1 in the end. NK had a real chance there to win the round, but PixelFire just ensuring they both went for the door and window at the same time, made it almost impossible to kill both of them. So, well played by them. They do take the 6th round here, so 6 plays 3. E-Frag do have enough for a bye here, but after losing this one, this will break them. So, round number 10 comes in now. We do have the AWP on towards Bubble. It has been a difficult game for them in terms of the AWPing. Let's see what Bubble can do this round. Number 10. Dead Fox now. Really positioned to cross it fast. Once again from E-Frag going straight up towards B.
Very fast indeed. NKL's gotten Barbar down. That brings it back to 3 versus 3, mind you. Bomb's planted as well on the B site. So E-Frag yet again with another plant. This time with a much better situation to try and hold on to, as the bomb will sit at default. And they won't have the trade potential as they walk it. At least not as easily doable as last round.
Okay.
Bubble pre-aimed for the lower part of the stairs. Instead, rather Maeve gets up above the boxes, so he actually goes through the legs. Manages it on the 2nd shot.
They're out.
Flash and Dead Fox are gone, yep.
It's a very simple approach here from E-Frag. Just getting themselves in position, waiting for the aggression from the CTs, then just that gut feeling that is running out together, sticking as a unit. They feel like the B area of the map is the weaker side. They seem to be making the frags as well, so you can't really argue with it. That's another round in their favour. That's going to reset the loss bonus for the CTs completely. They've got about 3,200 average, but they have saved an AWP and an M4, so I would justify buying into this round, even if it's with Famises on 2 players potentially. Actually managed to get 3 M4s out of this. Here's the take from NKO. You can see the pressure being applied and how the CTs have to change their focus between tunnels and doors. So difficult to hold if it's that quick. There we go then. Taboo actually gets taken down by Bubble in the first exchange, but Dead Fox coming in using that long spawn. He gets the better of Spy Leader. And here's a 5-on-4, but once again it looking like eFrag just want to burst into B.
Apparently they're going to do exactly that. Like, Taboo is struggling tremendously to hold that position. He's got to find a way to get these kills, because if they find a weakness, sure, all right, you can stack it up, but then the weakness becomes your other side of the map. You've just got to man up. You've got to be able to win those duels. Bomb down again. Punisher has smoke above him as well that will cover off the window toward mid, and PixelFire are already looking like they'll join forces inside of the dark spot. I would find a dark corner and cry in it right now if I was them too, because that's just pathetic to hold the B site.
I think they need to start getting the AWP over there. Like when they had the double AWP set up, it seemed a bit stronger. Play it more passively, play it from the window perhaps, because they're not even using, eFrag aren't even using flashbangs right now. They're just using the surprise factor. Even when they lose that first play, things like, okay, well, PixelFire got themselves a really good position here, but all of a sudden they just burst into B. It wasn't even a split that time. Everyone just ran through the smoke once again. Yeah, I'd just say get the AWP there, just holding the bomb site or the window. Ideally the window, just get one kill, fall back, wait for the rotations from his teammate instead of everyone just dying, and then the retakes just almost impossible at that stage. Finally, eFrag though have broken the money down of the CTs. Once again, they saved 3 guns though, so definitely justifying buying up and forcing into this round. Famis gets dropped. There'll be 2 Famises for the CTs here. Yeah, it's pretty beneficial for them to keep saving. I like the fact they're not taking the risk and reloading every time. Dead Fox going for a kill here. Has flashed over, but it's Bubble that takes him down. He takes advantage, even though the flash looked like it was going to get him. This is where eFrag come into their own. Barbar salvaging the AWP and does bring the man situation down to 4-on-4.
Impressive stuff that they continue to equalize.
Yeah.
But at the same time, only 1 round apart, these 2 teams, and this was a 5-1 game that quickly turned. Once eFrag found those entries, they just never stopped. And it seems that this time they will switch it over toward the A site. Barbaro is going to bring the AWP back over as close as... Oh. What up, North America? Bomb's planted for Cat. Bubble going to wait top mid, see if he can catch them off, but they're already saving again, yep.
This must be so frustrating for PixelFire. They just seem
I mean, if they threw their fire on better pixels, they wouldn't have to give up so quickly.
True. Barber there with a interesting Molotov to actually lock himself out of the bomb site and potentially call the save in. But once again, they are doing pretty well. Like 6 rounds, it's going to be 6-6. It's not like they're massively behind. They're actually still in the lead right now, but we'll be tying things up at 6-6. As long as PixelFire keep saving these weapons, they're still in with a chance in the next round. So they're just trying to be sensible. I mean, they can admit defeat. They're happy to move on. And we enter round number 13 now. Money. Still a huge issue for the CTs. Like I said, they keep saving these weapons. So Barbar once again with the AWP. I feel like he will be going for the face once more. Maybe he's got... He's kind of thinking about it. You can see his spawn trying to work it out. I would say... Like I said, let's get the AWP in towards B. Just set up safely.
He's going to go French Rambo.
Let's just get the AWP set up safely in B. That's where there's been a bit of a problem here. You can see him trying to look over the smoke in middle to begin things.
Instead, though, it's Taboo that's going to anchor again with a FAMAS inside of the site. And this has been a lot of problem. A large part of the problem, I should say. Has to hold on. Victor's going to try and work through mid as well. That smoke just dissolving now on mid door. So quick little pop flash forces back the CT into the hiding of CT spawn, but it's still there and has the availability of a crossfire because now, as you said, they've got the op into B site. They can actually start to move Taboo back out to set that crossfire, but they need to do it quicker because Flash is already down. Not even a smoke required. Victor just walks out. It's a straight shot, and Taboo again needs to come up big. This time he's at least got one and it's traded. Barbar still with the AWP inside the site. That's a good shot up close, but Bubble had the trade all along because he'd walked into the site undetected as all that was happening. And now a Spy Leader sits in mid. He's got information that Maeve's going over toward the B tunnels. Little does he know, though, that Maeve's spotted him. So this should be traded in Maeve's favor, or will it be? Because look at Bubble coming down. If Bubble had lost that on low HP, Spy Leader would have been in a world of problems. But it's now going to be eFrag in the lead.
Okay.
That was not part of the plan.
Well, they've got loads of cash anyway. It doesn't really make a huge deal in CSGO at least. It's not the 1.6 or source where you lost like $1,500 for doing that. No problem, I'm rich, says Bubble. It's fine. And Barbar did so well there once again. It seemed like they had slightly tunnel vision, if you'll pardon the pun, towards B tunnels. And people forgot about middle. Flash was stuck in CT spawn, wasn't able to really do anything with that. And the CTs, once again, it's the B bomb site. That's a huge issue. Now finally the money is officially broke for PixelFire. And eFrag take the lead here for the first time since the pistol.
Best knife EU.
That was a weird exchange at the end there, but like I said, it doesn't really matter when they're so rich.
What if they just both wanted to go for the op? They already had one. It didn't make any sense. Nothing there made sense at all. Just a misclick, perhaps. Well, 7-6 now. Mumble. Bubble. I did mumble. My wires are crossed, Henry. There's something wrong with me.
Yes, indeed.
Admitting it is the first step. There's something wrong with PixelFire's CT side. The fact that right now,
started off so well.
Oh, that's the thing, but there's obviously a broken algorithm somewhere, and not only that, there's a problem in the fact that they've got only pistols against now again AK-47s and Bubbles AWP. Push toward A. This time it's going to shut down quickly against the counter-terrorists again. They can't do much with these pistols at all. All 5 stay alive, including Victor, which survives with 4 HP, and it's 8-6 now for eFrag.
Yeah, after winning that pistol, they went 5-1 down. Once again, I feel like I'm a broken record here, but there's the force buying again and again and again for eFrag at the beginning of the game. Broke their economy for so many times, and they had to go double ecos, and then finally, once they got rolling with the big weapons, they came to life, and they've only actually lost 1 round in the last 8. So this just goes to show good financial management can really be a huge asset for your team. Last round now, round number 15. We've got an AUG on Taboo. Can be very effective in a position like back of platforms. On Dust 2, that's actually a pretty legit weapon. Underrated, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's not one that I would go to, and it's obviously for the extra amount of potential you're getting out of it, is it worth that much more of an investment? But I see your point. There are certain situations.
Around 15, right? Like,
yeah,
you've got the cash for it. Your back of B, you've got like very small pixel and a long range angle.
I mean, absolutely.
Like
round
position,
15,
right?
round 15 is the perfect time to use it. I mean, that's exactly it. It's because it's the cash that makes it not so viable. Do you remember the patch that they made it absolutely godlike?
Yes, that was a fun week.
Jesus, that was almost as bad as the R8's first 3 days, but Maeve's going to take down NKL, doubles it on Punisher, so now PixelFire do have something to work with, and Barbar stayed alive on the ramp. He's going to pop up. That is a much better round, but it took far too long to get there. 8-7 is where we end the half.
Yeah, eFrag is trying a pretty basic A split there, but AWPs and picks from Maeve do come out on top. After winning the pistol, eFrag do get A rounds to their troubles, and we said money management was a huge problem for them. When I feel like when you are the better side, it's very tempting to have those 4 spies in the second and third. And we've seen it, especially, remember in Minx, we saw Envious. That was a huge downfall. A team that potentially can get carried away with how skilled their lineup is, and then hope one of those rounds works out for them. If it doesn't, kind of sets you up for a very disappointing half, as you never allow yourself to get on that full buy and always constantly chasing. But they rectified it this time. eFrag do win the half. Here's the picks from Maeve and those long doors. As the A split didn't really work out in that final round for PixelFire. But here we go then. Sides have been swapped. eFrag now on the CT side. 4 sets of armor. Victor has picked up a kit and a HE grenade. And we'll see what approach they bring to the party. Looking at PixelFire's build.
Build. All right there, Dota.
I've never even played those games before.
Toby Wan, are you back? PGL brought you back?
I'm back. And 3 sets of armor. And 2 smokes. I think 1 smoke has already been spent. That's going to be going towards mid. And we've got Punisher looking good LB. I feel like he's outstayed his welcome there. Spotted the players. And now they've got a real open chance here of getting out towards CT spawn. That's a really audacious play from Spy Leader, and he's punished for it as well.
It's going to have to be perfect from Flash on the way through that window. It's not NKL, but he does get traded, actually. Didn't even realize he went down so quickly. So Taboo does get the walk-in from the tunnels. That's going to give them the chance to get the site and the bomb down. It's Victor to hold from middle. And as he's doing that, Bubble's going to try and approach from the tons. the B-tons, and it's going to have to be Victor, who carries a ton of weight on his shoulders now because he's the only one left. He's got Maeve, 1 versus 3, down to 2, but he's not accounting for the fact that Taboo's pushed beyond and is waiting behind the box. 8-8 PixelFire. Important pistol to get things back on track as they tie it up and have a chance to get 2 potentially more rounds here.
Absolutely, but you're never out of the woods just yet. Let's see what eFrag decide to do. Bubble so far, brought up with the scouts. We've got the CZ and 5.7s coming out as well, so always a dangerous round as eFrag learned in the first half. So they'll be looking for some sweet revenge here. PixelFire are favouring towards B. PixelFire, one of the teams that have had abysmal anti-eco rounds. If I may remind you, we've seen some absolute shockers from them. And it looks like this may be one of them just walking into the B site, not taking anything, not getting any map control. First player getting tagged, and now the calls are coming. This is just such a bad approach to your anti-eco. It's so careless. They are going to rectify it.
Well, it's not necessarily done just yet because Maeve's on 5 HP. Dead Fox is not much better. And there is a nade, Spy Leader. If he throws this correctly, it's one of the 2 dead for sure, and he's not necessarily going to, unfortunately. Doesn't do any damage at all. They're going to try and split this approach. Victor, though, is approaching quickly. Doesn't account for the player in the corner, and they do hold on just barely, but you're right. These anti-egos are
This is scary to watch.
sloppy.
Like, I'm not sure what team's on is going long. Like, you hold up, you wait for the CT to show any aggression, or if they've got a scout, you try and work out where it is. They're only going to have 1 potentially, so feel the map out. You've got the gun advantage. Then you normally want to go towards long. Like, kind of clear that area out, flashbang, smoke off the corner. Clear that area out, push the CTs back on the bomb sites, put them on the back foot instead of just walking to potentially in a stack without feeling out anything. It's really kind of weird to see PixelFire throw so many rounds away and flashing. Here comes another careless play. Maeve just walking out long by himself, gets flashed out of position and is taken down for free. No one's even there to answer back. And now Barber doing his best is blocking each other in the long doors now. This is just a mess as usual.
Well, I don't have anything witty to say to it. There's not much to say about it. Bubbles now got an AK at long. Thank you very much for the donation. It'll go to a worthy cause of wrecking you with your own weapon.
Barber now into the B window. He should be able to pull this one.
Yeah. Successful. Flash in as well. Money, money, baby.
Well, they've got the AK. I'd say just probably save it at this point. You're not really going to do too much damage in terms of the money. This round is over. So if you just save the AK, that will help boost their money for the next round.
Victor all the way out toward T-spawns, just basically looking at this point in time for anyone who wants to walk with rifles in that direction. He'll happily take a second donation to complement that which Bubble already has, and he may get someone to face. Taboo wants the information so they don't make that mistake. That's all the intentions are. You can see they're just leaving 1 player back toward the site as well as we see it in the top left. Dead Fox the last elite. Just in the off chance that someone's ninjing. Victor, though, does now have flash, and doesn't matter if he goes down or not. It's worth it to run for that gun and hope for the best. At least Bubble's got the AK held. That'll go into the next round, but PixelFire hit 10, eFrag by right now.
3-0 for PixelFire. And yes, like you said, the buy coming in. They do save the AK-47 as well, so I was going to say that could make the AWP prospect a little bit more attractive for them, but they're going to be going for 5 rifles. No kits though, so oh, there we go. Spy Leader does pick one up in the end. Much needed, I would say, kind of boost the chances of winning the round slightly. 3 players towards long for eFrag. AWP on Dead Fox. He's not going to spot on the intel as he's smoked out at the start of the round. No one really taking advantage of any spawns either. The bomb working towards lower B. Nothing really to report as of yet. So it looks like the T's just kind of setting up for standard plays, get catwalk control, work out where the CT setups are.
So 1 AWP only. PixelFire wielding it. It's a slow game. I mean, they're trying to figure each other out so much. I mean, we talk about Dust 2 being the open pug style, but these guys are playing it methodically in the fact that it's all about the first pick.
And this is the thing. PixelFire yet to expend really any utility at all. Just relying on Dead Fox to do something, and he's got to have an opportunity here. This would be a crazy kill to give away, Spy Leader, but I think it's better off facing there. Has got backup from NK out. NKL's job right now is to gain all the attention.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Spy Leader's got it behind the door. That flash doesn't catch him because he's far forward of it. Into B, though, they managed to at least get a kill out of that, which is a bit surprising that Barbar managed it, but nonetheless, NKL trades it, and it's now May versus 3. He's caught out in middle. He's going to go down immediately. Victor, waiting at top, has the kill. He'll reap the reward of the first gun round going in favor of his team, and it's now won the difference on the CT campaign for eFrag as they get things rolling, and there's money left on the T side. They'll buy into this as we look at the overall scores. Better team effort, I guess you could say right now, from PixelFire in that they've got the higher kills and their distribution's good.
It's kind of interesting how PixelFire approached that round.
It's kind of interesting that Punisher has 5 kills when he had 4 in the pistol.
True. Just the fact that PixelFire didn't really gain any intel anywhere on the map. They didn't take short, they didn't even go and investigate it. They didn't get any vision towards long, not even in B. Just decided to walk out middle without showing presence on the map anywhere. It's just walking in blind, and you saw how they got punished for that. You need to be pushing CTs back, taking intel away from them, and you can't just say, well, if you try walking out mid this time, you need to have some sort of objective, it seems, but they seem more than happy just to walk in blind for a lot of situations. I hope that big players provide, but here we go then. This is going to be a different case, getting straight up towards short. They've been dodged there for that initial bullet, but not this time. Bubble finds the kill onto Dead Fox.
Good start so far. Bubble looking for the answer on a second call as well, but bomb's planted. 2 players from eFrag in mid right now means that they're going to try and take back Catwalk, and we know the bomb is planted for that position, so they've got to fight through the smoke, which is well placed and smartly thought out to buy time for PixelFire with these pistols. And eFrag, they still have a chance to make this work. Watch behind the stairwell. There's a second man looking for the cover, and he's going to use it, Taboo, with the right shot, but it's immediately traded. Punisher gets another kill, finally up to 6, and it will be 10-10 eFrag. Convincing round in the end.
Yeah, well, we had a partial buy coming in from PixelFire there. They got the bomb down, a couple of kills. Pretty much all they could have dreamt of, really. Like you said, 10-10 means round number 21. Bubble now back on the AWP. But Dead Fox, he's picked one up as well, so I assume we'll see another quieter round here, much slower paced, but I'd like to see Bubble do something a little bit interesting, perhaps. He's not going to be boosted up, but watching towards the top of middle. And 3 terrorists committed to the B tunnel right now. The bomb going to be going lower. Once again, just sticking together as a unit. No one really doing anything too crazy. The Xbox smoke coming in now from Flash at the long doors. That should provide them cover to get up short this time. I didn't like their approach, just walking out middle without any rhyme or reason. Let's see whether this will be effective.
Well, last time they did walk out, it was effective.
That's the smoke. I think Flash missed his smoke, you know, when he threw it.
I was going to say effective in getting them killed, but I think you could be right. They doubled that up to get the utility so they could cross onto the catwalk. Now they'll approach A. Now this is the interesting aspect. Because they had that slight attention toward mid, they've established this crossfire from eFrag, but they haven't put a second man. Because of that, they've left it so far in CT, a second man to support Bubble, which means he has to hit the shots of Car every single time. This is effectively the default we always talk about. First smoke from the terrorists goes immediately in front of them, gives them more room to enter in, and allows for that, the 2-man drop. And Spy Leader reads it. That's exactly what he had to do. Both kills go his way, and Dead Fox is exactly that. It's now 11-10 in favor of eFrag.
Yeah, it was full-on execute as well. You would have thought that would have been more difficult for Bubble, but we saw that from his POV. Not necessarily enough flashbangs, I guess. They used the correct smokes there. We had the smoke down short, the smoke down a CT spawn, but once again, he's just getting easy frags as they run onto the bomb side. Didn't really look like he was under any sort of pressure in terms of anything thrown in his direction. Now we have the elevator music. That can only mean one thing, Matthew. It's got to be a pause coming in, and I assume it's tactical. Yes, it is. From PixelFire. Need to have a look at their approach to this. Bubble shutting them down time and time again. That round was no different. After losing their first pick, it seemed like quite a nice idea from PixelFire. Like, get all the smokes down, take that vision away. Let's swarm the AWP, let's try and get a bomb down in. We saw it work very well for teams like Hellraisers in the last map, but something was missing from the execution just then.
Seemingly so. I mean, again, they had that drop strategy set up. They almost got away with it in the fact that Spy Leader wasn't really in a good position to counter it, but by the time they went, and we see that smoke on Cat happen so often from the terrace, it just pushes the AWPer back that much further so they can go for the drop, and it gets them further along the road before they walk into a slaughter. But by the time they went for it, Spy Leader turned around, and it was all too easy. They didn't even give him much of a fight, really.
Seems that PixelFire's individual skill is like sometimes off the scale, right? It's just their general approach to the tactics and their mid-round decisions can be a little bit rushed or careless sometimes, especially on the anti-eco rounds where they can be some of the most important ones and game-defining rounds. They just need to slow down and think about their decisions sometimes and work out what setups actually being presented to them from the CTs before they commit themselves fully to an execution. But here we go, the unpause comes in. They won't be buying this round, they're going to be partial buy. There's P250s, Tech 9s, and 3 smokes. So could be more of the same, could go up short and do the similar sort of execution with flashbangs, or just the standard round is getting into lower B and doing the mid-split faster to Tech 9s. A couple of options there. Let's see how they have decided to go forward with this one. Run over 22, E-Frag definitely in the advantage going into this one. So Maeve is going to be the one. This is the Xbox smoke he's doing now from the long doors. And I'm guessing they're going to push up as fast as they can.
He goes out. Look at the damage. Taboo down to 5. Flash 56, Maeve 88, and 69 on Dead Fox from one single nade. Spy Leader's going to add to that total as he takes the shot into both Taboo, now Dead Fox, now Maeve. Flash will evade him, so it won't necessarily be an ace per se, although as he goes back, there's still a chance for Spy Leader to work forward. As NKL's going to deny that chance, regardless with 1 kill, but that nade to start things off was very well placed.
Just Flash now with 9 HP and a Tech 9. And not much else as he's dealt with that. There's a slight desperate approach from PixelFire there. You can see Barbar with the bomb and upper B while the rest of his teammates trying to rush up short. It's just the old, don't worry about me, I'm just planting a bomb. Kill those guys sort of approach there. Didn't really work out, as you saw. The nades just absolutely wrecking them before they even did anything. And easy kills for Spy Leader on short. Number 23 now. 12-10 in favour of E-Frag. After early deficits on the beginning of both halves here, even after winning the pistol. And going 5-1 down in the first half, losing 3-0 in the second half. They are firmly in the lead here. Dead Fox back on the AWP, but he is glass cannon, that's for sure.
So far, so good in this round to try and just lock down this default that they're attempting. They've given up so much catwalk control. I'm surprised that PixelFire aren't trying to take more advantage of it. But again, the one round they did, they got punished so hard that it's too much negative reinforcement creates anxiety. That's basically how the story goes. And they're a bit too anxious to try and make that play.
We have got Maeve just trying to feel out the mid doors there. He's going to be Molotoving the close areas as well. Learned that lesson from the first gun round before. And now they are getting some real estate before they make the decision. So, got control of shorts, and they're going to be getting control of long as well. This is what you need to be doing before this execution comes in from short area. They want to be getting this kill along, which they get as well. So now this applies pressure to the CTs on the bomb side. Look at that. That's how you play it. That's how you should be approaching the rounds. Gain control of catwalk, then you do your play towards long. I think we one player there. You kill him, then there's a player isolated on the bomb side. That's his textbook, how to approach a terrorist side round.
Punisher's going to push out mid as well and try and make sure everything's clear before they attempt this retake. So A is the name of the game, and I think they've already elected to just sit back and go for exit. So they've got 2 of the 3 possible exit points covered off. However, they don't need to go that far. They don't need to push where NKL is. They just need to jump inside the pit. So it's
see how much more effective that was than
it was much better.
Walking out middle, blind in this 1-by-1, getting mowed down. That doesn't really make sense, but that did make sense. That was just a classic round. That's as default as it comes, and it worked very well. Just got to hit your shots in that instance. 2 players remaining for E-Frag. They'll be they will be saving their guns. Actually, it looks like NKL with a suicide mission. I'm not really sure what he was hoping to happen there. Just run out the long doors and gave his kill away. And he's still fine in E-Frag camp, so I guess it's not a huge deal, but still.
The end of the world, certainly. I mean, that was the thing. Yes, obviously, with 2 men left, it's suicidal to try and give the guns away, but going for exits wasn't the end of the world, and I can kind of understand. It wasn't necessarily
an exit, though. Had he held the long doors and watched the corner, that would have been fine. He just ran out towards the pits where there were 4 terrorists waiting for him. I'm not really sure what the idea was.
Yeah, I think he just knew getting a gun down would have been worth it in this case, because, again, PixelFire haven't really got much going as of the last 4 rounds, and this does face them now with a potential reset. So Bubble on the AWP has to go against Dead Fox again, but a different approach so far for the Terrorists to start things off. As the smoke will go into the tunnels, and Spy Leader's going to play close to it on the CT side, but I'll wait things out on PixelFire's approach. Much different attempt to long this time. Look at the control they're going to go for. That's the problem Maeve's waiting for. PixelFire's going to take the advantage on this round simply by having patience. And it's a good read from them to do so. What they don't account for is the second player. NKL with the shot into Dead Fox has at least one, and Spy Leader lines up 2 on B. Find the third as well. Hello, it's me.
You see when eFrag do that kind of round, like they're so quick, it's like a surprise, you have no idea what's coming. When PixelFire try, it seems like they'd always line up and kind of roll over for the easy frags coming in there. Spy Leader picking up 3, and like you said, that has reset the loss bonus, so this is a round it's almost must win for PixelFire. As they do have AKs once again, but that was a full investment into this round. And he'll be getting $1,900 to win this round, so NKL getting into lower B, trying to take the game towards the Terrorist. Does do a bit of damage to the Boo, but look at this Spy Leader at the top of middle. This is actually kind of interesting. He's actually funneling them out towards long. He's controlling their movements. And now he's aware of the rotations from T-Spawn as well. They're not going to spot him, but they are aware of his position at least. And smoke, as I said, just giving them no options but really control the long area. And now they're going to try and regain middle, it seems.
Well, that's the approach. And to completely contrast pretty much every single round we've seen from eFrag, it's a lot of pressure applied right now on the catwalk instead. Bubble holding on to the top of middle also will spot them up if they cross. And we know they're about to. We know on the minimap that they're just off to the left side. And now we're starting to see their X-rays appear. Bubble's going to jump for it. That smoke is well enough placed. 1 HP loss for Bubble. It's well enough placed that he won't have the vision, but he does get the wall bang into them. Bubble's got 2 sets of damage done, and that allows Spy Leader 2 easy kills. Victor follows it up after he goes down. And it is just Flash and Dead Fox remaining. eFrag are about to find their 14th round. Continue pulling away in this game as it's 3 HP for Dead Fox, and, well, he can sit, pray to whoever he likes, but this round is certainly not going his way.
There we go, then Bubble finishes things off. After having such a great start on their CT side. It was a horrible ending to the first half. They actually ended up losing it 8-7, but they win the pistol in the second half, and it seems that their Terrorist approach has just been pretty lackluster, maybe slightly scared. Decisions haven't been perfect. Very slow, not really utilising any spawns, allowing their flashier players to create some magic as we go into potentially map point here for eFrag. No money to really speak of for PixelFire. 3 pistols, a Galil, and an AK, and 1 smoke grenade. I really don't feel like they're long for this world. Maeve has made it out towards middle, with Flash getting the first frag as well, but Bubble, great PC-50 shot. Now down to Victor. Should be able to clear up here, you know. There's the double. Doesn't get the third, but pretty much secures the round for his team. 3 on 2.
It is starting off well again in this round for PixelFire to at least get a bomb down, but with the man advantage eFrag. More where I was going with that point. Though gets Punisher, which does bring it momentarily, and very momentarily, to a 2 versus 1 now, but was a 3 versus 2.
Oh!
Suddenly Taboo, though, Bubble just jumps up, and he's going to hit the shot, instant 1-on-1. And suddenly NKL's got to clutch this out. Taboo trying to stay alive, darting in and out behind the boxes, and he's actually going to do it. PixelFire will pick up 1 more. And sorry, Grey Worm, that's not the way the Unsullied are supposed to defeat their enemy. Either way, it's now going to go a little bit further, and money's starting to get thin on the eFrag side.
Well then, Taboo stepping up when it's required. That was a pretty massive performance. That shot he got on the jumping CT player was pretty impressive considering he's just staring at short there. Massive clutch for him to win. As I said before, that would have put eFrag onto map point. Now then, we're using the spawns here. Seems to have revitalized PixelFire here. Getting straight out. This is more like it. Getting the first 2 frags as well. Taboo, after clutching the round, he comes in massively in round number 27 as well.
Smoke now on the cross. Molotov to make sure that Cat's covered off. That's smoked immediately after, so it's extinguished already. Bubble will have heard that as they went for the instant boost. As a result, it's a nade instead, hoping that someone will be close enough to catch it, but so far, haven't done so, and they will adjust now back toward middle. Approach the mid doors. And defense so split up, so thinned out that they've pretty much got the options of anywhere on this map. And Taboo gone, though, does give a little bit of information back to eFrag. They'll know now that they've left this long position. Bubble reacts immediately down to CT spawn with the AWP. And a smoke, rather, excuse me, a flash. I thought surely it was going to be the late smoke, but that catches Bubble. He knows at least one or two have gone by. He may not have to call for three, but Punisher does punish them. He holds onto the window. Bubble finds the last player, and Barbar in mid, and Flash has to approach from elsewhere. This was a 5 versus 3, and now it's a 1 versus 3 as Flash takes the Westberg approach to the B site, but it's down already, and it's going to be 15 rounds for eFrag.
Oh, such a shame after Taboo did such massive work there. I just called them out on it before. Try using some of the good spawns you have. Allow your flashier players to actually have some frags on their screen and have an opportunity to rip some heads off. They do that. 5 on 3, as you said. And when they went up towards middle, they didn't have a smoked bit on CD spawn. So they're separated. Two players running up towards B, and then there's a couple of guys trying to watch out for the flanks as well. And then Punisher just from the window cleans up. And you feel like that might be it for this map, as PixelFire just have pistols now. And potentially the final round. So got to be focusing their efforts towards short once again. That same Xbox smoke. Maybe trying to do anything he can to help them up there. He'll be flashing his team, but maybe focusing towards middle again as the flashbangs come in. Now they do have the smoke with spawn. They missed the first one though, but it's going to be okay.
KL holding mid, does at least get one. Taboo, though, gets the second kill, and that's the important one because it gave them the advantage momentarily, but it's Punisher again, who went big in the first pistol, went a little quiet mid-game, then has to clutch it and potentially can seal the deal for eFrag on map 1. He's going to dodge him behind the box on the B platform to survive a little bit longer. His teammates rotating quickly. They're going to be met in middle by Taboo, but he's gone, and it's now Barbar versus 3, and Punisher closes it. eFrag up 1 map already. 1 more to go, and they'll meet in the finals against Hellraisers.
There we go then. eFrag was slow starting to this game. They actually won the pistol, if you remember, then lost like 5 rounds in a row. It's actually a really nice second round from PixelFire there, but lots of force buys meant the situation got out of control for a little while. It was towards the latter end of the first half that they really came to life, and you could see PixelFire had no real response to it apart from the pistol